Good evening, students. Uh, we are moving to our next module, that is module 4. Uh, the topics to be covered in module 4 is there are two chapters in module 4, that is packages and interfaces, and that is a chapter 1, and second chapter is multi-threaded programming. Okay, in chapter 1, we have topics to be covered are packages, access protection, importing packages, interfaces. And in chapter 2, we have multi-threaded programming concept, what are threads, how to make class threadable, extending threads, implementing runnable, synchronization, changing state of thread, bounded buffer problem, producer consumer problem. Now we'll move on to our next our first topic, that is packages. Interfaces we'll study later. We'll study our first topic, that is packages. Now a Java package is a group of similar type of classes, interfaces and sub packages. So that means within package we can declare a group of similar type of classes and interfaces and sub packages. Okay, now packages is categorized into two forms, that is built-in package and user-defined package. Okay, examples of built-in packages are Java, Lang, AWT, JavaX, Swing, Net, IO, Util, SQL, etc. Now we'll see advantages of Java packages. First advantage is maintenance, that is it is used to categorize classes and interfaces so that they can be easily maintained. So that is maintenance. And second advantage is controlling accessibility. Okay, Java packages provide access protection. Okay, next, third advantage, name conflict, that is Java package remove naming collisions. So that is our third advantages. So these are the main advantages of Java packages. Next, pictorially we will see what is a Java package. So on the top there will be a Java package followed by sub packages of Java and classes. So I have given with an example what are those. You can go through this diagram. Now we use package keyword to create packages in Java. Okay, now let us consider our first example, package of type my package, my pack. So here package is the keyword and my pack is the user defined name for that package. So that is I have defined the name for that package as my pack. Okay, now within the package my pack I have written a class simple of type public. Okay, my class name is simple, and within that I have written the main method where I am printing welcome to package. Okay, this will give me the output welcome to package. So this is a simple example that shows how to use package. Now we will study in brief what is built-in packages and user-defined packages. Now built-in packages are the one which comes within the Java itself. Okay, let us see some examples of that. First one, java.lang. So it contains language support classes, okay, like math operations, primitive data types, etc. And these packages are automatically imported. So there is no need to explicitly import this, it will be automatically imported. Next, java.io. It contains classes for supporting input or output operations. Okay, so this is the second type. Third type, java.util. It contains utility classes which implements data structures like linked list, date or time operations, etc. Next, java.applet. It contains classes for creating applets. This is the fourth type. And java.awt. It implements components for graphical user interfaces like buttons, menus, etc. So this is another type. Last type is java.net. It supports network operations. So these are some of the built-in packages that are available in Java. Okay, next we will see example for built-in package. I have written a package called simple. Within that class package simple, I am importing java.util. Within that I am importing array list. So that means within the package Java I am calling utility package which is in turn calling array list package. Okay, array is subclass. Okay, so here Java is the package, util is a subclass and array list is a class. Okay, now within this package simple I am writing a class built-in package, and within that I am writing main method, where this is an example of array list. We can study this array list concept later, but for a time being, just you should know this, how to initialize an array list. Here I am initializing an array list of type integer, and I am giving the name for that array list as my list. Okay, equal to new array list of size equal to 3. So this is how I can initialize array list, and by using my list I am adding 3 numbers here, integer numbers 1, 2 and 3, and I am printing system.out.println my list. Now the output will be 3 to 1. Now let us see what is user defined package. The package created by the user is called user defined package. As I told earlier, user himself can give a name for the package, and within that package you can write any program. Now we'll see with an example. Here I have written a package name as my package. Okay, your package is a keyword and my package is a name that I have given that for the package. Now within that my package I have written a class calculator, and within the class calculator I have written a method add, which is of type integer and public in nature, and I am passing 2 parameters a and b. Okay, which returns a plus b, addition of a and b. Now in the main method I am creating an object with respect to class calculator, and I am printing obj.add of 10, 20. This will give me the output as 30. So this is a simple example that showcase the usage of user defined packages. Okay, this is about packages. Now we'll move on to our next topic, that is access protection in Java. Okay, this is also one of the important topics in Java. We'll see what is access protection. So Java provides a number of access modifiers to set access level for classes, variables, methods and constructors. That means Java has a feature of providing accessibility or controlling accessibility by using some keywords. Okay, we'll see what are those keywords. Basically there are 4 access levels in Java. First type is default or no modifier. When I don't specify explicitly or externally any modifier, then that is considered as default modifier. Okay, and it is visible within the package. If I write a package, within that package I am able to access that. That is what the accessibility level is within the package. Now the second type is private. So this is visible to class only. That means if I make something as private, I can use that within the class. It is not allowed to use outside the class. Okay, now third type, public. So if I make something as public in nature, then this is visible to outside world. That means outside the package, outside the class, outside the subclass, anywhere I can use. So if I make it as public, I can use anywhere. Fourth one, protected. It is visible to package and all subclasses. Okay, that means usually used in parent-child relationship. That is inheritance concept. When I am using inheritance concept, I am using protected keyword or access modifier. So we'll see each one with an example, then you'll understand it better. Okay, so these are the 4 actually 3 keywords are there, that is private, public and protected, and if you don't give anything, then that is considered as default. Okay, next we'll see first one, that is default access specifier. I will explain with an example. Consider I've taken a package ABC and named my package as ABC. Within that package ABC, I've written a class called addition. Okay, now within that class addition, I have created a method called sum, which takes 2 parameters a and b. Now this sum will return me addition of a and b. Okay, next I have written one more package XYZ, and I am importing abc.star. That means under this package XYZ, I am trying to import the other package, that is abc. Dot star means I can import anything, that is star. Okay, and within this package XYZ, I am creating a class test, and I have written a main method where I have created an object ob1 with respect to class addition, and I am calling ob1.sum by passing parameter 13 and 12. Now When you execute this particular program will give you an error. Why? Because you are trying to call the method sum under the package xyz, but sum is defined under the package abc. You can understand the difference here. That is, method sum is defined under the package abc, but I am trying to call that under the package xyz, which is not allowed. That means if I make my method or class or variables as default, I can't use that outside the package. Okay, that is restricted. This is what we'll call it as default modifier. Now we'll see second type, that is private. So we'll see with an example. I've written a class abc. Within that class abc, I've declared a variable num, okay, which is private in nature. You should note this. Num variable I have made it as private, and I have passed the value 100 to num. Now I have written one more method called square, and I have passed only one parameter, that is a. And square is a method which is of type integer, and it is private in nature. Okay, so num and square are private in nature, so I can use this only within the class abc. Okay, now square will return me a square. Okay, that is what I have done here. Now on the right side I have written the class xyz, within which I have written the main method. Okay, and I have created ob1 with respect to abc, object ob1 with respect to abc, and I am trying to print ob1.num, and I am trying to call the method ob1.square by passing the parameter